Josh Ivy, welcome to the Game Informer Show, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, honor to have you. Okay, so you are founder, co-owner of Up Down Bars, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
and there's like 3 in the country now, and they're slowly spreading out, but I kind of want to get your take on the barcade scene in general. Like, what got you interested in it? Why is there weird, rising of this format happening now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a surprise to me too. I mean, we opened the first one probably 5 years ago, and we just kind of did it as a supplement to our music venue in Des Moines. We wanted something that people could go to before and after shows, but we kind of thought it would go really well with our music going crowd, but it kind of turned out that we didn't realize that it works for everyone. Everyone in our age range kind of has that like nostalgia for their teenage arcade experience. And so it was bigger than we ever thought it would be, which is why we, expanded to Kansas City and Minneapolis and, even now Milwaukee and St. Louis right now.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing is just going to Up Down in our Minneapolis series where Game Informer's located is just like the mix of people that are there. It is like that hardcore old school arcade crowd that are mingling with like not 19-year-olds, I guess 21-year-olds from Uptown in Minneapolis. It's just like, I don't know what this demographic is. It's all over the map, but everyone's having a good time. It's confusing.
Right. And where did the 21-year-olds gain their interest in it? I never really kind of understood that part of it, but.
Okay. All right. Are you a big gamer? Were you passionate about getting this off the ground just to like revive the arcade scene in some way?
I think that I like the arcade experience for my personal nostalgia, not for the fact that I currently am a big gamer. It was more like I remember going and I liked that experience for like the colors and the games and the socialization of it was more important to me. And I think a lot of people, that's proven true for more people as we go on, and that, it's made it a bigger deal than we would have thought, I guess.
Is it ever frustrating walking through a barcade and just seeing people gravitating to the wrong machines? Or are you ever like, maybe this is just from the Game Informer crowd, but I think there's that definitely situations where it's like, you're on the crappiest game just because you recognize like the license is connected to, like, just go over here, play a good game for Christ's sake.
Oh, I don't know. I probably do that myself. I like kitsch, I like the kitschiness of it sometimes, and I'll go play like the Aerosmith game for a really long time.
Right.
It's a terrible game, but it's so cheesy that I'll kind of be drawn to it. But so no, I don't judge.
Okay.
Everybody has their own.
All right, that's fair. Is it tough to get functional arcade cabinets in the year 2018?
Man, I think maybe it is getting easier for us because at this point people kind of recognize that we are always in the market. So anytime anybody's trying to sell anything, it's like, hey, Josh, will you buy out my entire warehouse? But with this resurgence, there's definitely a price increase that's happened over the years for sure.
Oh, really? Just because of the barcade scene alone?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's been a big player in it. Yeah.
And you guys have to become experts on repairing these things as well?
Yeah, we're getting better. We find people, we outsource, we train in staff. I've had people come and do training sessions for my staff. We work with Paradise Arcades there in Minneapolis quite a bit, and we send a lot of stuff their way, and they kind of help us keep ahead of it a little bit. When we first opened, it was definitely something we struggled with quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, there's not really a market for that trade anymore. Nobody is really fixing tube TVs anymore. In the 80s, that was a job. It's not a job anymore.
Right. But now it's going to be booming, and people across the country and colleges, you can just major in tube TV repair, cleaning beer gunk out of buttons, really everything you need to keep these barcades in top shape.
Yeah, that's the easy part. I think we all had to clean enough N64 controllers on growing up that we got that one down pretty well.
Yeah.
It's more the tube TVs and things like that.
Yeah. One beef I have with you guys at Up Down
Okay,
specifically.
let's hear it.
All right. N64, everybody loves a good Mario Kart. I understand why you got that console hooked up.
Sure.
But from a distance, when you walk in and see Smash Brothers, it's very exciting.
Yep.
What? I don't know. For me, and I think for the certain gaming crowd, walking up and realizing 64 Smash, why not have Melee in there? Just objectively a better game in every way.
Okay. Time period, I think. We're trying to be true to a period, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so I can't see a movie ever playing in Up Down that's ever past 2001. That's just right out.
It'd be hard, probably. I'm trying to think of the exception, and I don't know it. Yeah.
Okay, but as maybe the barcades age, maybe they'll get some older games in there eventually, and it's fine if you stop at that generation. We just want Melee in the bars, man.
I don't know. I thought about it, but it seems like the younger generation is kind of grabbed a hold of it. So maybe we just are a museum of sorts for that time period.
I guess so, yeah. Okay, what about like surprising trends you've seen? Are some machines more popular than you expected? Other machines less popular? What are your biggest money makers? What is just never touched at all?
Sure. Well, you have to have the like early 80s classics for sure, but they don't necessarily bring in a ton of like token play, you know?
Right.
You can play forever on a quarter, right? I mean, we had Billy Mitchell come in and he wanted to play Donkey Kong, and we went to get him some tokens. He's like, "Well, I don't need one." And it's like that's an extreme, obviously, but like it kind of shows that like you go and play Simpsons, you're gonna just be throwing quarters in it the whole time.
Right.
So I don't think it's like anything's not getting played. It's just sometimes some games just take more money to play, I think. But
okay, so you just want to stock all your barcades with brawlers? Is that the businessman within you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I like the look of the older games, and people, you can't walk in and not have those. People would instantly write you off, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. Are you sure Billy Mitchell didn't just pocket that token and just walk out the door, so he didn't have to prove that he doesn't actually really know how to play Donkey Kong that well?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there that day.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Full of holes for sure. Any other surprises along the way? Big shocking reactions you've seen throughout the years of running this stuff?
The Killer Queen craze has been crazy.
That's exactly it.
I fought it forever. So big, you know. The owner, Josh DeBonis, was getting a hold of me, trying to sell me on it, and it's so big. It is new. I mean, it plays old, but it is new. I didn't know if it fit the archetype of what we were doing.
Yeah.
And but he broke me down, and I mean, he's a buddy now. We talk all the time, but it really is a crazy following. For sure.
What? How did he convince you? Was he just like showing you stats of or like videos of people in other barcades just going nuts for that thing?
I think he used Logan Arcade a lot. Was his kind of like, that was the prototype for somebody doing it right, and showing me videos. And I mean, I really don't care that much about gameplay numbers. I really just want people to be having a good time.
Yeah.
So he would show me those, but that didn't mean that much to me, other than the fact that like people are clearly playing it. But yeah, I don't know. And it was a hit right away. And I'm working in Milwaukee right now, and everybody's asking for it. Half the questions I get are about, are you going to have it? And I think proximity to Chicago is part of the reason for that. But definitely something we have to have now. Like, people expect it from us.
Yeah, and it's a good example of just like getting a little bit maybe too much in your own head about like, well, it's like a retro arcade. We can't have a new arcade machine, but it's like, man, just people want to bang on buttons and have a good time with friends. Like anything you can put in that place to help out with that, it's a good.
And it's like, you need 10 people to play. That was kind of daunting. The fact that we would need 10 people to play the game, but it hasn't proven to be that hard to do. And I mean, the only other thing that I think that we weren't really prepared for is the one-on-one fighting games. I didn't really know that they had such a following. Like, I know that everybody loves them, but there's like cohort groups of people that will come out together to play against each other, and then they're critiquing your joysticks and like things of that nature. I mean, they are hardcore. And I mean, going forward, we are paying a lot more attention to finding those games, and making sure that we have those things for people going forward.
So just building out these like pocketed communities within the barcade.
Sure. I mean, it's great. I mean, the whole idea is to be social. So if people already have these little social groups of people who want to go and play, Marvel versus Capcom together in a league or tournament form, like we should absolutely play into that.
Yeah, it's smart for sure. How much is a Killer Queen cabinet, by the way?
I want to say 13,000.
Really?
Yeah.
And it eventually makes its money back?
It gets there.
Okay.
Yeah.
After like a week of intense tournament play, you'll be set.
Yeah. Well, we did host Bumble Bash last year, which is the big national tournament. So that was a big weekend. That kind of, put it all in perspective for us, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. All right. Personal opinion. Out of all the games you played, what's your favorite arcade game? What do you always go right for?
The one I want at my home is a Tapper. But unfortunately, every time we find one, I have to save it for a bar. So if we ever shut down, that's the one I'll take home.
You'll just have a line of tappers along the wall.
The one I really try not to open without, just for like sheer like look of it, is the 6-player X-Men. Like when I go to other barcades, that's like what I look for to see like just me like kind of judging a little bit. Like, do they have one? Okay, they do. Like
these guys are legit. All right, they got 6-player X-Men.
They put the work in. They got one. But I don't know because they are hard to find. But
what about Sunset Riders? How hard to find is one of those?
We have a few. We rotate them around. People, it's not as big of a hit as I would have thought, I guess.
Really?
But, yeah. But sometimes, like, I think in Kansas City it wasn't really getting played, and then in Minneapolis it was a lot more. And I wonder if that is something like a product of the local mall here maybe had one, so people kind of grew up playing it, where in Kansas City maybe they didn't.
Right.
Something. I don't really know. Because, I remember that game. I like that game a lot. But I was kind of bummed out that it didn't hit harder when we first put it in. But
so you're saying maybe there's a reason Konami isn't making more Sunset Riders?
Maybe. I don't know.
Damn it. There's no logic to this thing. Cool. Well, hey, Josh, thank you so much for your time, man. I really look forward to spending more time at Uptown throughout the years.
Yeah, thank you.
That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.